What is good, YouTube? Boys2 here with another video on the Flash movie. So before we get into today's video, the question of the day is, are you actually looking forward to seeing the Flash movie? Now we somewhat know the ending that they were going to set up with Crisis and Ben Affleck Batman being stuck somewhere and Ezra Miller Flash being asked by Ben Affleck Batman to come find his body. But realistically, James Gunn did hand notes apparently whilst they were doing reshoots. So secretly, has James Gunn actually set up the new universe without anyone actually knowing? We don't know. Find out next year if this movie actually releases. And also, let me know, who would you cast in the new DC universe? Although I'm not actually sure if they're going to recast him because Ezra Miller isn't really a big actor, so he wouldn't really cost much to keep around. I don't know. It depends on the drama and the controversy that's going to happen when they release the movie. All the controversy on Ezra Miller, as we know, he's had a lot of crazy times in 2022. I bet that lad can't wait till we get in 2023. I say it again, I bet that lad, I bet he can't wait to get out of 2022 and to get into 2023. So if you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, let me know down below everything you think about this video. Constructive criticism is always welcome. If you could, check us out on Instagram at Watch You to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Also check us out on Twitter, Watch2G, because I've got like 5 followers. So let's get into this video. So the official marketing campaign is going to kick off at the Super Bowl for the Flash movie, which cost a hell of a lot of money to make, and it could make over $1 billion because Michael Keaton's in it, because Ben Affleck's in it, and it's essentially a send-off for the SnyderVerse-based characters. I still believe that Gal Gadot's appearance will still be in the movie. I'm not sure about Henry Cavill's Superman's though, to be fair, but Gal was already in it, but apparently she filmed additional photography. So we know they're going to be spending at least $6 million, $233,000 per second, apparently, for any trailer at the Super Bowl, and that'll be 30-second trailer will cost $6 million. So we know they're going to be spending $6 to $7 million promoting this movie at the Super Bowl. So they want it to do well. So as always, leaks have come out. Well, not really. We've already had a plot. I will put it somewhere over the top now, but it's worth saying there's been reshoots, retooling. The universe has been in the sense that we were supposed to be getting a different ending to potential ending we're getting. Also, James Gunn is now head of the studio with Pete Safran. They're trying to build something new. They did hand notes around, so we don't really know how the movie will end because it doesn't really matter how it ends because allegedly everything's going to be rebooted, but I'm not really convinced on it. So Michael Keaton is a very famous Batman from 1989, the Batman movie. The Batwing has been leaked. It's not really, it's a toy leak. They come out for literally every single movie. Ultimate Batwing and the Flash Batman, which it does somewhat look like the concept art and the scale from the 89 craft from Adam Savage tested. Essentially what I'm saying is it looks like the Batwing from the 1989 movie. The original Batwing was of course featured in a key sequence in the original Tim Burton Batman movie in which Batman swoops in during the Joker's rampage. I would try and put a clip in if I don't get flagged. Attempting to save Gotham City. Of course, Joker is able to shoot down the Batwing, and the two end up duking it out face to face. So what does this tell us? Doesn't really tell us anything. But what is interesting is this image did actually come online before, but it was deleted. It was deleted. But there was an article dating back to July. Michael Keaton's Batmobile spotted on Ezra Miller's Flash movie set. As we know, we're getting the Batmobile as well, but that was taken down due to copyright on Twitter, so I can't put an image there. So you're getting the Batmobile, you're getting the Batwing. It's going to be a freaking good time, but is any of it really going to matter? We don't know. That's the problem with this movie. That's why I said at the start of the video, do you care for this? Do you care for the Flash movie? Are you a DC fan through and through? Or do you think because there's no canon now that it's kind of pointless spending your money? But let's be honest, it's only like £7 to £10, $10 to $15. I don't know what the rates are in America. And even in England with Cineworld, they do packages where you can literally go and see anything at the cinema for like £10 to £15 a month. So some cinemas are literally free in that sense. What's that? Like 30 days in a month? What, 50p a day? So there's no excuse to not go and watch it. In today's world, I know there's a crisis, a living crisis around the world, but realistically, most people, if you want to watch it, could go and watch it. So there is a massive discussion online about, is Ezra Miller getting replaced? Who should replace him? And I get it, everyone will scream Grant Gustin. As much as I think Grant Gustin is a great Flash on the TV show, he has been for over 10 years. This YouTube channel essentially started on Stephen Amell Arrow and the Flash TV show. I don't think it would be the right move to make the TV version the movie version. It would just confuse a bunch of people. Now, Dylan O'Brien's name has been thrown about so many times when the likes of David Zaslav did come and say, well, not him, but it said, oh, people at Warner Bros. Discovery saying this. I think Dylan O'Brien could be a cool pick. There's a lot of cool picks floating around about who could be the next James Bond. Well, actually, the next James Bond, Henry Cavill. But there's a lot of names floating around about who could be the next Flash. Are they actually going to go with the Barry Allen? They could go Wally West, the Kid Flash. They could literally go with anyone. The dude from 13 Reasons Why, Justice Smith. So many names have been thrown out there. George McKay, Lucas Till, Alex Wolff. So many names have been thrown out there. But realistically, who could actually do it? Who could don? Anyone other than Ezra Miller, please. Please. It sounds like I dislike him. I just dislike his portrayal of the Flash that we've had this far. Yes, even in the Snyder Cut, I dislike him as the Flash. So you can't say I'm a Snyder fanboy. I still dislike that version. Sure, that version's better than the Justice League version, but does that even count? We don't know. So also in the news, there's some kind of news, but it's not really news. When I read it, I was like, oh, cool, we've actually got some actually interesting news. And then you actually click into it and it's not even news at all. So it's like, DC Studio confirms when rebooted superhero slate will be announced. And then you actually read what it says and it's like, oh, ready to go. Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first project at the beginning of the new year. So essentially that doesn't actually tell us anything. Although the filmmakers' wording will reveal a few projects next month, implies there will be an expansive slate. Doesn't really say there's going to be much, but a lot of people seem to think they're going to be announcing multiple projects. I mean, he said a few, so I guess it's somewhat information, I guess you could say. Also in the news, DC update reveals major Batman movie problem. Major problem, apparently. So major update, allegedly. Following the announcement of Superman reboot led by a younger actor for no point, James Gunn has offered an update on Batman's future. Promises The Dark Knight will be a big part of the DCU. Gunn also said this, considering implementing Robert Pattinson Batman into the DC universe was entirely shut down and untrue. I'm not really convinced about that. Let's be honest, I'm not convinced. But it still could be. So this article basically says nothing. Yeah, it's kind of a clickbait. It really doesn't say anything. Like the title implies there's some major problem, and you read the article, and what problem is there? They should just reboot Superman, and reboot Batman, and reboot Wonder Woman. If that is the path they want to go down, I still think they should use Ben Affleck to come back and Superman to come back as a Kingdom Come and keep exploring Pattinson's universe on an Elseworld storyline like they've already said they would. But I don't really trust anything James Gunn says. Why? Because he's a freaking studio head. Heads of studios lie all the time because they've got to. They don't lie. They just mislead the truth because they can't tell you everything they know. I don't know. I think it would make sense if Pattinson was to be the DC Universe Batman, but that would ruin the Elseworld Matt Reeves verse universe they are building. It would trigger a lot of people. I mean, Robert Pattinson isn't that old, but he's not that young either. He is a good actor, though, so I like the Batman. I like Robin Pattinson's interpretation of Batman. Like I said, I want all the Batmans. This all stems from your boy David Zaslav saying, we're not going to have 4 Batmans. Why the freaking hell would we have 4 Batmans? What? Oh, yeah, because there's Ben Affleck in the Flash movie. There's Michael Keaton in the Flash movie. That's 2. And then Matt Reeves' version, Pattinson. That would be 3. And some people seem to think Christian Bale's Dark Knight would appear in the Flash movie. Not happening. And then the article goes, how should James Gunn resolve his Batman problem? By casting a new Batman alongside a new Superman, if that's the way they want to go. Also in the news, Dark Flash appears in this movie. So I was told Dark Flash, or a variant of Flash, or even the variant of Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller's stunt double, who's also in the movie. I was told that he could be Dark Flash. But as I said, no one actually knows what is actually in this movie because they've changed that much of it that we could get Dark Flash, metal style maybe, but it's like I've always said, how the freaking hell are you doing an origin movie of Flashpoint Paradox when essentially, in order to make everything go back to normal, but the Flash will always know everything happened, Nora Allen has to be killed by Eobard Thawne. So even if Ezra Miller makes it into said new universe, he would still know what would have happened in said the Flashpoint paradox, which is Warner Bros. Discovery's version of the Flash movie. So if there isn't any evil version of the Dark Flash, which we already know there is the evil version of the Flash based on the plot leak. Hell, guys, if you want me to go over the plot leak again, let me know down below and I will go over it in depth. But I was told Reverse Flash was teased or somewhat appears in a post-credit scene, but a lot of people would discredit that. But remember, guys, I'm not a scooper. Don't belittle me like that. I'm not a scooper. I'm just someone that talks on a microphone on the Shure SM7B. When I hear stuff, I go over news, leaks, reviews. I review stuff. I try and break stuff down. I go over rumors. I go over fan theories. I literally go over everything that I think you guys would like because I've got somewhat of an audience that was built here on the Wall Street channel over the last 4 years or so. It's magical. It's pretty cool. I really do love my audience that I got, and I really love the engagement and how enthusiastic some of you guys are in the comment section. But please, guys, don't write me an essay. I try and respond to every single comment, but when you write me an essay, I've got literally no chance of responding to it. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at WhatStew, check us out on Twitter at WhatStewG, and do you think the Batwing being in this movie alongside the Batmobile is going to add validity to Michael Keaton's version of Batman 89? I'm quite looking forward to it, and I'm not even a Keaton Batman fan. So like always, guys, let us know everything down below. Are you going to watch this movie? Hopefully you do. Hopefully my audience are real DC fans. You can actually enjoy the SnyderVerse content and enjoy the new DC Universe content, and even actually just be a fan of DC generally. You don't have to fanboy over the SnyderVerse stuff, but sure, Zack Snyder Justice League movie is one of the best comic book movies ever, if not the best. When Darkseid says to the Sid, it really didn't matter, we do things the old way. So if James Gunn plans comes out and we watch some movies and they're not very good, I will be vocal, be like, yo, James Gunn, sort this out. I can see where you're going, lad. You need to do a little bit more work, but I feel like if you do this and do that, maybe the fans will get behind you, but hopefully the fans do get behind you. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at WhatStew, check us out on Twitter at WhatStewG, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.